Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Is my voice is audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are discussing what we are discussing in the last class.
Package and access specifiers.
So we have only started with default package, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me share the screen first. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So as we are discussing in the last class, packages. So packages, these are nothing but the container which consists of same class or say interface. Okay. So a package, it can be of user defined or it can be of
Built-in.
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 So yes, built-in packages. So built-in packages, we are having java.lang, java.util, okay, java.sql, java.net. So there are a number of built-in packages are there, and we can create our own package also. So let me okay. So this is our example, as we have created two packages in the last class. So one is the pack one. In pack one, we have created a file, and this one is the pack two. So we have started with default access specifier, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just wait. So here we are having access specifiers. So here we have discussed the packages. Access specifiers are used to set the accessibility of the class, interface, variable, method, or constructor. So basically access specifiers are of 4 types, and one is public, private, protected, and the other one is your default.
Default.
Okay, first we will check what is a default access specifier. So in default access specifier, okay, just note down few points on default access specifier. Default access specifier, it is not explicitly specify. We have discussed all this thing in the last class. We have started the default one. Okay, where we are having. Okay, anyways, I will note it down. Is not explicitly specify any access modifier. Okay, and the visibility will be where? The class will be visible within the package. Okay, so the class will be visible within the package. Outside the class, it will give compilation error. Okay, so the example we have already discussed here in the so in the package 1, 2 classes are being defined, class A and class B. So यहाँ पर class A में one message is simply typed here, system.out.println introduction to package. Okay, and in class B यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, एक main method लिया गया है. Within the main method किसका object बना है? Object of class A. Now what is the access specifier? यहाँ पर क्या access specifier दिया गया है? As the access specifier is default. So when I am going to run the code here, यहाँ पर जब भी run करेंगे introduction to package, okay, the class is visible within the same package. कौन से package में visible है? Pack 1. So then here I have defined another pack, pack 2. So यहाँ पर pack 2, यहाँ पर मैं import क्या कर दी? Which package here I have imported?
Pack 1.
Pack 1. Okay, package 1. Now here I want to create the object of the class. अब देखो object किसका बनाना चाहती हूँ? Class A का. But here what is the error it is showing? Type A is not visible. Okay, so as the class here is of default type, we cannot access the class outside the package. Okay, all of you will remember this point. When you are defining a class or a method as default, you cannot access it. अब देखो ये class में public बना दे. If I am making the class is public, now in C, ये देखो अब method क्या हो गया? Can you access the method? We can create the object of the class, but अब method क्या है? Class A में ये method देखो, method कौन सा type है? default type. As the method is default type, we cannot access the method. Okay, ये method को access नहीं कर सकते हैं. So if a class or a method or a variable is defined as a default, we can access it within the same package. Okay, we can access it within the same package. This is for your default access specifier. So next we will go with the private access specifier. Okay, note it down. Next one is private access specifier. Access specifier or modifier. So here variable and methods are declared as private, cannot be accessed outside of the class. So अगर कोई वेरिएबल और मेथड प्राइवेट डिक्लेयर हुआ होगा, वो कहाँ पर एक्सेस नहीं किया जा सकता? Where it cannot be accessed? Outside the class. क्लास के बाहर एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते हैं. So another point here you can note it down. Private member can be accessible by the method of the same class. So private member को हम लोग कैसे access कर सकते हैं? By using the method of the same class. उसी class का method use करके हम लोग access कर सकते हैं. So one example, check it. Should I move to the example?
Okay. Ma'am.
हाँ.
Ma'am, in default specifier, when you have written outside the class, it will not be displayed. It will give compilation error.
Outside the class नहीं, outside the package.
Yes, ma'am, but you have written outside the class here.
Where?
Ma'am,
In
there
default?
Yes, ma'am.
It is not access specified. The class will be visible within the package. Outside the class, no, outside the package. Okay. Outside the package. Okay, it will give the compilation error. Within the package, it is accessible. Okay, outside the package, it will give compilation error. ये देखो, outside the class access कर सकते हो. A में क्या है? ये method. This is of default type.
Yes,
It is belongs to which class? Class A. Now this one is class B. Class B में वो access हो सकता है. We can access it.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, but when we are accessing, we are trying to access it outside the package. It is giving us
Compilation error.
compilation error. So you change this statement. Outside the package, it will give compilation error. Okay, there I have my mistake. I have written it outside the class. Okay. So should I move to the example?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. यहाँ पर देखो. Now this is class A. Now here if I am going to declare it as private. What is the error? What is the error here? It is writing
Illegal modifier.
Illegal modifier.
illegal modifier. So we can. I have written public. Okay. Class A. अब देखो. Again it is writing illegal modifier. So here we can declare it as default. We can define it as public. Okay, but private it is not allowed here. Then if I am going to create a
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
why I am just यहाँ पर ये class का definition क्या है? Now suppose here I am going to create another class. Just a minute. Class X. Okay, what it is written writing here? Illegal modifier. Okay, so what is the definition here? We can make what are private? Variables and methods. Okay, we cannot go with private here. So here यहाँ पर illegal modifier for class X, only public, abstract and final are permitted, or default you can provide it. We cannot write a class as private. अगर private हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? What is the problem with private? Here I am showing you int x एक variable लिया गया है. Let here I have taken a variable int x. Let a constructor it is being taken. int x. Now here this dot x is equals to x. Just a minute, let me run the code again. You get 10. That's it. Okay, so introduction to access modifier. Here the value of x is 10. Now if I am going to make the class as private, अगर ये पूरे class को मैं private बना दूंगी, so what will be the problem? We cannot access a variable or the method within the class. अगर private बनेगा, we cannot access the variable or method within the class. Okay? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
this, so for this basic problem, ये private हो गया तो ये variable भी तुम लोग access नहीं कर सकते हो, ये method भी access नहीं कर सकते हो. So it is asking that a class must be a default type, public type, abstract type बना सकते हो, but you cannot make it as private. Okay, you can make the variable or the method as private. Okay, so now here I am making this as a private method. Now I want to access here okay, here I want to access, यहाँ पे मैं कौन सा variable access कर रही हूँ?
Variable x.
Variable x. So यहाँ पे variable x का type क्या define हुआ है?
Private.
So it is defined as private. अगर ये define हो रहा है, उसको कौन access कर सकता है? यहाँ पर देखो, जब मैं message लिख रही हूँ, यहाँ पर कुछ error आ रहा है? Does this line is showing you any error?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Because this message is, ये कौन सा class का method है?
Class A.
It is the method of the class A. Okay, ये class का variable क्या है? X है. We have declared the variable as access specifier as private. So as here we have written one statement, private member can be accessible by the method of the, I have written incomplete statement, same class. Okay, ये हो गया method of the same class. Now this method message can access X. But when I am going to create the object of the class, ये object कहाँ पर बन रहा है? कौन से class में?
Class B.
So as we are creating the object in the class B, वो object को लेके हम लोग access नहीं कर सकते हैं. We cannot access that member. Okay, change the visibility of the package. Now suppose if I will change here, private को हटा दूंगी, default कर दूंगी. Now, is it any error here? Check, यहाँ पर कुछ error है?
No.
If I am making it as private, अगर private कर रही हूँ तो यहाँ पर क्या आ रहा है?
Error.
Error. Are you getting my point? If you are declaring a variable as private, within the same package also it cannot be accessible in other class. वो कहाँ पर accessible होगा? It will only be accessible by the method of the same class. उसी class का method ही उसे access कर सकता है. Okay? Are you clear? Now suppose if I will make it as private, ये method को भी मैं private कर दूंगी. यहाँ पर देखो तो what is happening here?
Compilation error.
Compilation error. अब देखो यहाँ पर मैं दो क्लास लेती हूँ. I am defining two classes. One class, let here this is the X class, and in the X class I have defined all this. Okay, and in class A I will remove this part. Required main string arts. X का मैं ऑब्जेक्ट बनाई. I will create the object for the class X. Then y dot message. Check, are you getting any error here?
Yes.
यहाँ पर भी error आ रहा है ना? So if we are declaring, so what you are getting, if you are declaring a class, a variable or a method as private, अगर एक variable या फिर method को private करते हो, it will be not accessible within the other class of the same package. दूसरे class में same package के अंदर भी दूसरा class होगा, वो उसको access नहीं कर सकता है. Okay, and private data members can be accessible by only the methods of the same class. Private members कौन access कर सकता है? उसी class का same class method. Okay, now here I will change the X. Are you clear with this point? Are you clear with the private access specifier?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next write down. Next access specifier, note it down, public. In public, here the access label or the class, method or variable declared as public can be accessed outside of the class within the same package. और क्या होगा? and the class will be visible outside the package, will be visible to other classes visible to other classes outside the package. Okay, so if you are going to define it as public, then it will be visible to classes within the package and also to the classes
outside the package.
outside the package. Okay, so one example here, this we can declare it as public. तो यहाँ पर अभी एरर आ गया. What is the error here? देखो, public type must be defined as, ये और एक चीज याद रखना, when you have two classes in the same file, एक ही फाइल में अगर दो क्लासेस है, फाइल का नेम और जो क्लास का नेम सेम है, उसको क्या लिखोगे? That will be declared as
public.
Okay, public class A. Now, if I am going to declare it as, so I will remove the statements, make it as public class X. This variable will be public, and this method is also public. Now, ये देखो, ऑब्जेक्ट बना सकते हो. You can access the method within the package. You can access the variable within the package. पैकेज के अंदर भी एक्सेस कर सकते हो. And you can access it outside the okay, you can access the outside the, कहाँ पर भी access कर सकते हो?
Outside the package.
Outside the package. Here I need to make the constructor as also public, because outside the package class C में मैं यहाँ पर A को initialize कैसे कर रही हूँ? Using which constructor? Parameterized constructor. If I will not provide the access specifier as public, ये हो गया क्या? डिफॉल्ट टाइप. अगर डिफॉल्ट टाइप हो रहा है, देखो यहाँ पर क्या आ गया?
Error. Compilation.
Compilation error. So I need to define it as public. So when I will define it as public, देखो compilation error गया तुम्हारा. Now run the code, you will get the output. Package 2, it to access class A. Okay. And class A में जो method है, call हुआ है introduction to access modifier. The value of X here is 20. Okay. Are you clear with public, private, default?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what if we have two other packages and we'll have the same class and we'll call for it?
I am not getting your question. क्या पूछे?
Ma'am, we are having two other packages.
Again, you ask, tell what you are want to.
Ma'am, we are having two different packages and but
दो
we
अलग
have the
packages
same
होगा.
classes in both the package.
Yes.
And then
both package है. तो फिर क्या हुआ?
and then can we access?
Which one?
Ma'am, the same class from the objects from this other class.
ऑब्जेक्ट्स फ्रॉम द अदर क्लास, हाँ यू कैन एक्सेस इट, लेकिन कैसे एक्सेस करते हो? अगर एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर क्या होगा तो एक्सेस होगा अदर पैकेजेस में।
मैम अगर सब प्राइवेट में रहा देन मैम कैन इट एक्सेस फ्रॉम द अदर क्लास मैम, बट द क्लासेस नेम वुड बी सेम बट पैकेजेस वुड बी डिफरेंट।
क्लास नेम विल बी सेम, पैकेज नेम विल बी डिफरेंट।
यस मैम।
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अगर प्राइवेट एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर डिक्लेयर करते हो।
प्राइवेट मैम, इट
हाँ।
विल बी इन प्राइवेट, सो द फर्स्ट पैकेज का जो होगा मेथड मैम वो अलग, जो क्लास होगा वो अलग इसमें से भी ले सकता है लाइक वैल्यूज।
नहीं नहीं, ये देखो क्लास ए है, अब बताओ यहाँ पर मैं क्या प्राइवेट करूंगी? ये पैक 1 हुआ, मैं इसको प्राइवेट करती हूँ।
यस मैम।
Okay, let here I am making it as private. I'm not getting your question, that is why I'm little bit confused. ये private हो गया, ठीक है?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
pack 2 में मैं क्या कर, हाँ pack 2 में मैं फिर एक class define करूंगी with same name as A.
Yes, ma'am.
और what? Okay? अच्छा, pack 2 में मैं और एक class बनाऊंगी। यहाँ पर क्लास का नेम क्या होगा?
वो क्लास भी सेम होगा, नाम सेम रहेगा, दोनों पैकेजेस
हाँ,
में
नाम
नाम
same।
सेम रहेगा बट द पैकेज विल डिफरेंट। यस मैम।
हाँ, यहाँ पर भी नाम सेम रहा, लेकिन अब ये क्या हो गया, ये जो ए क्लास है ये कौन से पैकेज में है?
पैक 2।
पैक 1 में है। ये जो a.java है ये कहाँ पर है?
हाँ, ये पैक में है।
ये पैक 2 में है।
one।
अब हाँ, नहीं ये पैक 2 का है। ये जो a.java है इट इज इन पैकेज 1।
ये वाला पैक 2 का ऊपर वाला। हाँ मैम।
हाँ हाँ, यहाँ पर अभी मैं क्या करूंगी, int यहाँ पर और एक क्लास लूंगी या फिर मेथड लूंगी?
मैम मेथड ले लीजिए।
हाँ, कौन सा? अच्छा, कोई भी एक मेथड ले लेती हूँ। हाँ, यहाँ पर इस मेथड में क्या करेंगे?
मैम इसको हम अगर इस मेथड को अगर मैम प्राइवेट ले लें तो प्राइवेट में वो वाला मेथड जो पैक 1 में इसको एक्सेस कर पाएगा?
नहीं, यहाँ ये मेथड को मैं प्राइवेट ले लूंगी।
यस मैम।
ठीक है। हाँ, आप चाहते हो कि यहाँ पर जो वेरिएबल है वो ये मेथड एक्सेस करे?
यस मैम।
वो नहीं होगा।
व्हाई?
क्यों नहीं होगा? देखो ये
क्लास
नहीं,
name।
सेम क्लास का, हाँ क्लास का नेम सेम हो, लेकिन दोनों क्लास कहाँ पर डिफाइन है? दो अलग अलग पैकेज में है। तो ये पैकेज के लिए तुम इस क्लास में तुम ये क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बना सकते हो, because it is independent and this one is independent. a.java it is belongs to pack 1 and यहाँ पर ये जो a.java it belongs to कौन से पैकेज को बिलोंग करता है? pack 2. I am just showing you one example. Let I am creating, ऐसा तुम लोग का एक है डेट क्लास है। डेट क्लास तुम्हारा यूटिल पैकेज में भी है और एक एसक्यूएल पैकेज में भी है। ठीक है, जो यूटिल पैकेज में है उसका काम अलग है, जो एसक्यूएल पैकेज में है उसका काम अलग है। वो दोनों इंडिपेंडेंट क्लास हैं। देखो मैं यहाँ पर और एक पैक बना रही हूँ, पैकेज लेट हियर इज पैक। ये हो गया मेरा क्या 3। Okay, now here I will create a class. Let my class name here is Z. यहाँ पर मैं import की, ये कौन सा पैकेज इंपोर्ट करेंगे? pack 1 डॉट स्टार। तो पैक 1 इंपोर्ट किए तो ये कौन कौन सा क्लास इंपोर्ट हो रहा है देखो तो?
ए बी, बस ए हो रहा है।
ये पैकेज ए हो रहा है, ए भी हो सकता है, बी भी हो सकता है। अगर डॉट स्टार लिखेंगे दोनों पैकेज आ गया।
यस मैम।
ठीक है, अब मैं इंपोर्ट यहाँ पर मैं लिखी पैक 2। पैक 2 में देखो तो कौन सा क्लास है?
A or C.
ए और सी. अब देखो मैं यहाँ पर ए ले लेती हूँ. ठीक है. अब पैक 1 में मेरा ए क्लास का क्या है, मैं इसको प्राइवेट बना दी हूँ. यहाँ पर मैसेज है, सो यहाँ पर मैं लिखूंगी. देखो ए इक्वल्स टू न्यू ए 10. इस ए क्लास को इसे हम लोग क्या लिए हैं, पब्लिक लिए हैं. Constructor A is undefined. देखो
मैम पता कैसे चलेगा कि वो कौन से पैकेज से ए क्लास को कर रहे हैं?
ओके, वही एरर आ रहा है ना, दैट आई वांट टू शो यू. यहाँ पर देखो एरर क्या आ रहा है,
Undefined.
कामरू
Undefined.
कंस्ट्रक्टर ए इज अनडिफाइंड. लेकिन पैकेज 1 में जो ले हो यहाँ पर क्या है,
Defined है. Got it, ma'am.
ये डिफाइंड है. हाँ, इसको मैं हटा देती हूँ पैक 2 को. देखो अब कुछ एरर आ रहा है.
No, ma'am.
ओके, सो ये दोनों पैकेज में ये जो दोनों क्लास बना है वो दोनों क्या है, दिस टू आर
इंडिपेंडेंट.
वो दोनों क्या है, इंडिपेंडेंट है और डिपेंडेंट है.
Dependent.
ओके, बोथ आर इंडिपेंडेंट. यहाँ पर डॉट.
मैम
हाँ
मैम अगर हम लोग पैक 1 और पैक 2 दोनों इंपोर्ट करें और
हाँ.
और एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाए तो पता कैसे चलेगा कि वो कौन से पैकेज से बना रहा है?
वो नहीं पता चल रहा है ना, यहाँ पर देखो एरर आ जा रहा है.
मतलब कंपाइलर को भी पता नहीं चल रहा है.
हाँ, कंपाइलर को भी पता नहीं चल रहा है, एरर आ रहा है.
यस मैम.
ओके
Okay, ma'am.
ओके, शुड आई मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट.
Yes, ma'am.
नेक्स्ट वन इज प्राइवेट. पब्लिक हो गया, प्राइवेट हो गया. नेक्स्ट वन इज प्रोटेक्टेड एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर. Protected access specifier. So just remember few points on the protected. We will discuss in detail. इसको स्टार में मैं रखती हूँ. We are going to discuss in detail while we are discussing inheritance. But for the time being, just remember few points. Here the class defined as protected can be accessed within the package. Okay. And next one, the class can be accessed outside the package through child class. Okay, I will show you this example when we will discuss inheritance. Okay, protected, so I make it as a star mark. You just note it down. Just remember this point, the class defined as protected can be accessed within the package and the class can be accessed outside the package through child class. Okay, अगर protected किए हो तो वो दूसरे class को in other package you can access it with the help of कौन सा class? Child class when you are going to derive the class. So this concept we will discuss in inheritance. Okay, just make a table here. यहाँ पर एक table बना दो. It will be easier for you to remember this table. Just draw this table, all of you. Here it is default, then private. Next one here is protected. Public. Here write down same class within the same package class in other package. Are you all noting it down?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this one will be easy for you to remember. ये टेबल बना लो, ये आसान रहेगा याद रखने के लिए. Accessible by subclass in the same package then accessible by subclass in other package. Okay, so these are the 4 points you need to remember. If you are declaring a class as default or a method or variable, so same class within the same package. We cannot access the class in other package. Okay, subclasses in the same package. Okay, subclasses in other package, it is not allowed. Then private, only same class. And rest of the cases it is false. Protected, same class within the same package. Class in other package not possible. Accessible by the subclass in the same package and other package. And public, all the options are correct. Okay, the subclass concept we will learn while we are learning inheritance. Okay, are you clear, all of you? ये बन गया सबका?
No, ma'am. Wait.
Okay.
No, ma'am, बना रहे हैं.
बनाओ. Over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have skipped one question. Let me complete it. All of you completed this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now come to this one. तो यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा था, दोनों क्लास में पैक 1 एंड पैक 2 में अगर सेम क्लासेस हैं, इफ वी आर हैविंग सेम क्लास नेम वी कैन नॉट डिफाइन इट। यहाँ पर क्या आ रहा है,
compilation error.
compilation error. So because why it is showing the compilation error, the compiler is confused whether this A is a class of pack 1 or pack 2. So in order to differentiate between these two, we can write here pack 1 dot A and this one is pack 1 dot A. Okay, now is it showing any error?
No, ma'am.
Okay, similarly अगर पैक 2 का एक्सेस करना चाहेंगे then we can create the object pack 2 dot a space, here let the object be small c is equals to new pack 2 dot a. ओके, तो यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा, c डॉट, यहाँ पर what is the message here, method name is test, c dot test. ओके, यहाँ पे एरर क्यों आ गया c dot test में, what is the access specifier here you have written, we have written private. तो remove this private part. डिफॉल्ट में भी एरर आएगा तो इसको क्या करेंगे,
Public.
public. Okay. So this is one way to differentiate between the what classes, same class name with different packages. So when I will run the code, check what is the output here you are getting. देखो आ गया, this is from which package,
Pack 1.
Pack
pack
1.
2. And this one is from pack 2. So हाँ बोलो,
मैम पैक 1 का जब हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट बना रहे थे तो उसमें कंस्ट्रक्टर जो यूज किए पैक 1 का किए, पैक 2
हाँ।
कर सकते हैं?
पैक 2 का नहीं कर सकते हो, पैक 2 के लिए ये बना है पैक 2 डॉट ए, यहाँ पर पैक 2 का यूज करके बना रहे हो। तुम बोलना चाहते हो पैक 1 के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट बनाओगे लेकिन कंस्ट्रक्टर किसका यूज करोगे,
पैक 2।
पैक 2। देखते हैं क्या आ गया,
कंपाइलेशन
टाइप मिसमैच हो गया, देखो एरर आ रहा है ना,
यस मैम, यस।
cannot convert from pack 2a to pack 1a। तो इसको हम लोग जो क्लास लिखेंगे उसी क्लास का ही कंस्ट्रक्टर यूज करेंगे। ओके
यस मैम।
ओके, कामरूप,
Yes, ma'am.
your doubt is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in order to access the class of if two packages have same class, then हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, we need to write it in package 1 dot class name then followed by the object name। तो दोनों इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो इस क्लास का पैकेज है एंड दैट ए इज द पैकेज ऑफ पैक 1।
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so up to this all of you clear?
यस मैम।
Next write down static and mark it most important, static keyword। What do you have in the next class?
IGT.
Okay, static keyword. So mark it most important. So we will start static keyword in the next class. Just write one definition here. It is basically used for memory management. with variable, method, block, and nested class. Okay, we will discuss the use of static keyword and how we are going to use it in the next class.
Ma'am, please scroll a little up.
Just a minute. This part.
Yes.
Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I stop here?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Hello students, good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yesterday we started this one.
Yes, ma'am.
We done isolated vertex, maximum degree, minimum degree, and the upper cap and lower cap of the degree. This one done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If I ask you that, what can you say about degree of all the vertices if you have minimum degree, small del, is equal to maximum degree? Yes?
Same. All vertices have same degree.
All vertices has same degree, right? So if this happens, we say the graph is regular in terms of degree, okay? And if we, in particular, if it is R or K, then we can say this is R regular, okay? If it is K regular. For example, it is 1, then we say graph is 1 regular. Means to say all the vertices has 1 degree, okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Graph is said to be regular if obviously all the vertices have same degree. R regular. Okay. Now, what do you understand by neighborhood of the vertex? For example, in this graph, if I ask you, what can you say about neighbors of D?
A, B, C, and E.
A, B, C, and E,
E.
right? These are its neighbor. What about D?
A, D, and C.
D also.
A, D, and C. So if you collect all the neighbors in a set, that will represent your neighborhood. Okay, neighborhood of that vertex. So A, D, C. This is the neighborhood of
B.
B, and we generally represent as neighborhood of B, N of B. Okay, in graph G. If you have more than one graph, then you can just put this G, otherwise leave it. Okay. What can you say about neighborhood of F?
5.
Null.
5. Okay.
5.
What can be the maximum cardinality of neighborhood? Any neighborhood. What can be the maximum cardinality in n order graph?
N minus 1.
N minus 1, right? In the simple graph, it can be n minus 1. And minimum is
0.
0. Okay. So that's your neighborhood. Neighborhood of V is denoted by n of V, or simply n of G. And G in G, neighborhood of V, is the set of vertices which are adjacent to V, or you can just say it's the set of neighbors. And neighbors are the vertices adjacent to V. Okay. For example, in D we have considered, and we have also explained this one, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In simple graph, if you check it over here, what is the cardinality of neighborhood of D?
4.
4. And degree
4.
means to say that is degree is also coming from all the neighbors, right?
Yes.
Which are adjacent to this. In the simple graph I'm talking about. So cardinality of neighborhood, this will give you degree of vertex. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
In simple graph. Yeah. Have we discussed this degree sum formula? That is, if you sum all the degree of this graph, take the summation of all the degrees and tell me the relation between size of the graph and degree, summation of degree.
2 times the size of graph.
This is the twice, right? 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, right? So that will give you
Summation
how
of
much? 12, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And 12 is what? These are degrees, D or degree of V, summation from 1 to 7 number of vertices, 6 number of vertices. Okay. And even if you remove this F, no problem. In this one, how many vertices? 5 vertices. 6 edges, right? Again, you will get 12. Right? And this is same as saying 2 into M.
Yes, ma'am.
Here. And this is happening for every graph. Okay. Summation for degree is equal to 2 into M. Why is this so? Can you explain it? Hmm? Yes, can you explain it?
Ma'am, the same edge is shared between 2 vertices. Something like that.
M is the number of edges, right? And each edge is counted twice, right? On the both degrees, in this one as well as in this one. That's why each edge is counted twice. That's why it's 2m. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is known as degree sum formula. Formally, it is known as first theorem of graph theory. Okay? If G is the graph with order n and the size m, then you have summation of degree of the vertex. Vertex V is running on vertex set of G. Means if you take summation of degree of all the vertices, then you get twice into size. Okay, 2 into size. 12. Because every as we are counting twice. Okay, for example, A and B. This as is counted for this degree as well as for this degree. That's why it's 2m. It's a bipartite graph. What can you say about bipartite graph? Now I discussed now in 1.2, I think. That will be degree. If you have x is a one partite set, y is one partite set, here it is independent, this is also independent. Means there is no adjacency in this one and so on this one. These are adjacent, right? What can you say about the degree of these vertices? In x, degree of x, if you consider all the vertices in x, first partite set, how many?
3.
3 here. And if you collect all here, y belongs to y, degree of y. That is also 1, 1, 1, 3, right? And it is 2, 1. And how many number of edges?
3.
3. So it's the number of edges. Clear? And why is it so? Here we are having edges only incident from the other vertices, right? From the other side vertex. And if we count all the degrees, that is counting all the edges, right? As we don't have adjacency in this set or the vertices of this set, right? That's why each degree, summation degrees will give you size, number of edges. Here, this is only for bipartite set, okay? And if you take for all the vertices, then degree of x plus degree of y, summation, this will be 2m, this plus this, m plus m, right? 2m. So for every graph, this one is true. For in particular, for bipartite graph, this one is also true. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
For this one, you can verify it. You are getting 12. We have done. And what about this one? Getting 10, 2 into 5 as well. Yeah. Now, can you count the odd degrees in this graph? Graph can have odd vertex as well as even vertex, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How many odd degrees? Odd vertices?
1, 2, 3. 1 and 2.
1 and 3.
These two vertices are odd degree vertex, right? So number of these vertices is 2. What about this one? Again, 2. This is union. This one corresponding to degree 1 and degree 3. Right? Every other is 0, 2, 2, 2. Again, you have 2. In Cn, obviously, you have all the odd, that is all the even vertices. In Kn or Pn, P3, how many odd vertices? I'm just labeling by its degrees. Again, 2. P4,
2.
2.
Again 2. And if you just like this, then again you have
2.
What about now? Again 2, right? Now
How?
how many odd vertices?
4.
4.
In C5, in Cn no odd vertex, 0 odd vertex, right? In Pn you have always 2 odd vertex. In Kn, K2 2, K1 0, right? K3 0, K4 4, K5 all degrees are n minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4. So 0. K6 you have all the degrees are 6 minus 1, 5. So how many vertices? 6 vertices with 5 degree, right? So how many odd? Or 6. Likewise, in K7 all are even. K8 there will be 8 number of 7 degree vertex, that is odd vertex. So what can you conclude? Do you see any odd number? Does there exist any odd number of odd degree vertex, or can you say that does there exist any graph with odd number of odd vertices?
No, ma'am.
That does not exist. Or you can just say every graph has even number of odd vertices. Okay, that is even number of odd degrees possible. Okay, this can be also stated as there exists no graph of odd degree with odd number of vertices or number of odd vertices. Okay, how to prove this one? Suppose we have Vg, the vertex set Vg. Okay, and here some are odd vertices, some are even vertices. So what I'm doing, I'm just collecting all the odd vertices in V1 set, capital V1, and capital V2 contains all the even vertices. Okay, so does there any common vertex between V1 V2? V1 is containing all the odd vertices, that is all the odd degree vertex. Okay, and V2 contains all the even. Okay, V1 intersection V2, what should be this?
5.
5, there is nothing common, and V1 union V2 will be your vertex set. Okay, complete vertex set of graph G. Clear? Now, if G is the graph with n number of vertices and m sides, then what can you say about degrees? Because we want to show something about odd degree, right? That's why I'm just taking this degree sum formula. Okay, degree of V will be 1 to n, right? 2m, right? And as V is the disjoint union of this one. Disjoint means union is giving you Vg and intersection is giving you phi. That means disjoint. There is nothing common. Okay. So this is disjoint union of V1 and V2. So we can split. This is a summation of all the vertices. So we can split as degree of odd vertex plus degree of second odd vertex plus degree of third odd vertex and so on. Then I can split as degree of even vertex, then plus degree of second even vertex and so on, right? So then by rearranging, what I can get, summation of degree of x belongs to V1. Okay, all the odd degree I have collected over here, and all the even degree y belongs to V2. Okay, here is equal to 2m. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now This is what?
Ma'am.
From V2, what is the degree? Even or odd?
Even.
Even. Summation of even will give you even or odd?
Even.
Even. So this summation, the second summation is your even. And if I send over here, then 2m is even minus even. What you will get? Even number, right? This minus, okay?
Yes.
So here we have degree of x belongs to V1 and this will be even. Okay. Now look at this formula only, where we have degree of that is summation of odd numbers, because this V1 contains only odd degrees, right? So summation of odd numbers is giving you even. So what should be the number of terms? Number of odd terms? What should be the cardinality? How many vertices?
Even what
See,
is this?
even vertices should be there, na? Because this summation right hand side is even. And if you take odd number of terms, then it will give you odd. That is not matching. So number of terms in V1, these xi's, these should be even. So means to say there are even number of odd vertices. Clear? So that's how split it V1 odd vertices, V2 even vertices. We want to prove that there are even number of odd vertices. That is cardinality of V1 is even. Okay. By the degree sum formula, this is the formula, right? And then split it, rearrange it as V1, V2. Okay. Then this one is even. So this total summation is even. Here it will be even, right? Finally, we got this one is even. Okay. Now, degree of any vertex in V1 is odd. So you are saying sum of odd numbers is even. That means number of these odd numbers will be even, and that hence we can say there are even number of odd terms. Or you can also say there does not exist any graph with odd number of odd vertices. Any doubt? So this result you can remember always. This will help you in further miracles. Okay. Next question. K regular graph. What do you understand by K regular graph? What do you understand by regular graph?
Minimum degree equals to maximum degree.
Minimum degree is equal to maximum degree. Or you can say all the degree of all the vertices is same, na? And K regular degree of all the vertices is K. Okay. So a regular graph have all the vertices are having same degree. Okay. So here it is given that a K regular, that means degree of all the vertices is K. Graph with n vertices has nk by 2 number of edges. Try to prove it. See, we are given degree, okay, for all the vertices, and there are n vertices, and we want to conclude that number of edges, that is the size, is nk by 2. So we have some formula that relates size and degree. Just use that and come up with this result. Right?
Ma'am, since degree of all vertices are k,
Hmm.
so nk will give the summation of degree.
Hmm.
So nk by 2 will give the number of edges with that formula.
Yes.
Summation of degree formula.
So this is summation of degree is giving you 2m, and degree for all the vertices is k, and these are n number of vertices. Okay. So nk 2m, m is equal to nk by 2. Everyone understood? So by using degree sum formula, we got it. Good. Done. Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. If k is greater than 0, then a k regular bipartite graph has the same number of vertices in each partite set. K regular as well as bipartite. So k regular means
Regular graph with k degree.
degree of all the vertices k, right? Degree of every vertex. Okay, bipartite. For bipartite graph, we have some specific degree, some formula, right?
Yes.
Has the same number of vertices in each partite set. If G is the graph with x and y as partite set, then we can write x as disjoint union of x and y, right? VG as disjoint union of x and y, where x and y are independent and their intersection is phi. Here, what do we want to show? It has same number of vertices in partite set, and number of vertices is denoted by cardinal T, right? So we want to show that cardinal T of x is equal to cardinal T of y, and given it just degree. Okay, and bipartite we have already ended up getting this one, and this is what we want to prove. So try it. For regular, for bipartite graph, we have degree sum formula as. Obviously, this is working for that, but here we need to apply that the other formula I told you. That is more specific to bipartite only. Okay. Tell me the bipartite graph degree sum formula.
And sum of
Yes.
degree of all the vertices of any particular partite set.
Yes. So if x is coming from x, then degree of x will be giving you m na,
Yes, ma'am.
and that is equal to degree of m is also equal to degree of y. Y is coming from another partite set. Clear? Now, what is the degree given? This bipartite graph is what? K regular. The degree of every vertex, whether it is present in x or y, is given as
Okay.
k.
K.
So summation of x belongs to x, that is k, and summation of y belongs to y, that is also k. Right? Now, what can you say about this one? This is how many times k is being added? How many times on left hand side and how many times on right hand side?
Ma'am, on left hand side it is cardinality of y.
Cardinality of x. X, na? On the x side, it will be cardinality of
X.
x. I'm not talking about degrees. How many vertices are there? That time it will be added, right? Suppose there are 3 vertices in x, so degree of x1 plus degree of x2 plus degree of x3. So k plus k plus k. So k into 3. 3 is the cardinality of x, right? And if here it is 2, cardinality is 2, then it will be k plus k, 2 into k. That is cardinality of y into k. Clear? That is number of vertices in the x into degree, right? Because same degree. So number of vertices in x is denoted by cardinality into k is equal to number of vertices in y, cardinality into k, right? Now what do you got?
X cardinality equals to Y cardinality.
Can you always divide by k? Can you always cut this? Yes? Is it? I'm just asking that when you have ax is equal to bx, can you always divide by ax and get a is equal to b? Hmm? Anyone? Tell me yes or no. Hmm? No idea? Am I double?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me.
No idea.
Yes, Sudhanshu. Tell me, is it always possible? Hmm?
Ma'am, maybe when x is not equal to 0 only then.
X is not equal to 0, right? If x is not equal to 0, then you can say. And here also, if k is not equal to 0 and k, what is given k? Greater than 0. So obviously, k is greater than 0. That's why we can conclude this one. Okay? That means if you have only k is 0 means 0 regular. That is isolated vertex only, right? So this should not happen in that bipartite graph. Okay? That is only isolated vertex should not be present. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the proof. K regular, degree K, bipartite. For bipartite, we have this one, then this one. Okay. Now, degree sequence of a graph. If you have this graph union with this one, what is the degree of this vertex?
1,
1, 2, 1, and
0.
0. Okay. So if you list all the degree in a sequence, right? 1, 2, 1, 0. Or you can also write 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, 1, right? Or you can also write 2, 1, 1, 0, right? This is the degree sequence of this graph. Okay, we are listing all the degrees, degree of all the vertices in a sequence. This is also degree of this graph. This is also degree sequence of this graph. Okay. So how many terms will be there in that? The sequence, how many terms? How many terms will be there?
Oh,
In general, if G has n vertices, then how many terms? N terms, na? N degrees will be there. Okay. So this is known as your degree sequence. We generally write, obviously all the, we can write like this, like first or second format or this format. Okay. But we generally write in non-increasing order. So this is your non-increasing order and this we prefer. Okay. List of all the vertex degree is known as degree sequence. I'll come to this graphic sequence later. First, it's degree sequence. Okay. For every graph, can you find the degree sequence? Yes.
Ma'am, please repeat.
I'm just saying, for every graph, can you find the degree sequence? Can you write the degree sequence for every graph? Can you find all the degree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so sequence is possible, na? For every graph, you have degree sequence, okay? Now, can you find, you have some sequence A1, A2, A3 and so on, A4, okay? A5. These are some non-negative integers. As degree cannot be negative, right? Yeah, it can be 0 but not negative. So this is just a sequence, okay? Does there exist a graph to every finite sequence? To every finite non-negative term sequence? Does there exist? Yes. For example, if I take this sequence, corresponding graph, I have this one, right? What about this one? 3, 3, 3, 1. Can you find a simple graph corresponding to that? I want simple graph. Obviously, pseudograph exists for every sequence which contains even number of odd degrees. Okay, even number of odd terms. For that, pseudograph exists. But here, it is also having even number of odd terms. That's not a problem. Can you find a simple graph? Right? There are 4 vertices and 3 has 3 degree.
No, ma'am, not possible.
Not possible, right? May not be possible always. If possible, if you are able to draw a graph, simple graph, I'm just saying simple. Okay, that is no loops and no multi-edge is present. If you are able to draw the simple graph corresponding to a given non-negative terms sequence, then this sequence is known as graphical. Means we are able to find a graph simple graph corresponding to this one. Okay, such that these numbers becomes the degrees of this vertex. Okay. Then this is known as graphic sequence or graphical sequence. So graphical a sequence may not be always graphical, right? If at all simple graph exists corresponding to that, then it is graphical, right? Now we have this one. The non-negative integers d1, d2 and so on up to dn are the vertex degree of some graph if and only if summation di is even. This is given first as this is the vertex degree of some graph. It can be multigraph, pseudograph, or can be simple graph. If and only if di is even. So first you will prove these are the degrees of vi's, v1, v2 and so on up to vn. Then to prove summation of di is even, then take the summation of di is even and prove that there exists some graph corresponding to which these are the vertex degrees. Okay. The first way, P implies Q. A implies Q is G. Can you explain? The sequence, degree sequence is given. In P, D1, D2, and so on up to Dn are the vertex degree of some graph. So if you consider B1, B2, and so on up to Dn, corresponding to that, you have degree is Di. That is degree of Di. If you consider for P implies Q, this is your Di. Okay. Then can you say summation of Di is even? Hmm? Tell me. See, degree is given and we want to show summation of degrees is even. Have you prove this?
Yes, ma'am. We can prove it.
Tell me.
Ma'am, it will be 2 times the ages.
2 times the edges, right? 2m and that is even, right?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
we have degree of Vi is 2m. So degree of Vi is that is summation of degree of Vi, that is the summation of Di's, and that will be also equal to 2m. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you want to take these numbers, these are non-negative numbers, such that this is even. And to prove these become vertex degree of some graph, means to say there exists some graph, whether it is pseudo graph or simple graph or multi-graph, corresponding to these Di. Right? So given is summation of Di is even. To prove there exists some graph G such that degree of Vi is Di. Clear? So if you have Di is even, you are not given this graph or not given vertex degrees, only the numbers you are given, D1, D2, and so on up to Dn. Okay, the summation is even. So there may be some even numbers, even terms, or maybe some odd terms as well, right? What can you say about the number of odd terms if summation is even for all 1 to n? The number of odd terms in this sequence, tell me.
Even.
Even?
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am.
Because even to even का sum even and then odd का sum भी even ही आएगा, right? Same thing we did in that theorem. So odd terms को even number होना पड़ेगा, right? There have to be even number of odd terms. So the number of odd terms, if at all exists, these are even. Okay. So suppose these are means there are even number of odd terms. So suppose 1, 2, 3 up to 2k. These are our, that is D1, D2, D3, and D2k. These are our odd terms. Okay. And rest are D2k plus 1 and so on up to Dn. Rest are even. Clear? Clear? So what you do, you already have concluded that number of odd terms are even. So you can pair them up. You can take the pairwise even, that is odd numbers. Right? Pairwise you can take D1, D2, D1, D2 and so on up to Dn, Dk. Okay? D1, D2, Dk. Then here we have Dk plus 1, Dk plus 2, D, and so on up to D2k. Understood? Pairwise we have taken D1, Dk plus 1, D2, dk plus 2 and so on, dk, d2k. Okay. These numbers are odd numbers. So we want a graph for which we are able to form that graph in such a way that degrees become odd, right? So first, what I am doing, I am just inserting one edge for each pair. Okay? For each resulting pair, I am adding one edge. And here we have some d2k plus 1, all the even numbers, d2k plus 1 and up to 2 and so on up to dl. Understood? So I have just taken all the odd numbers and inserted as between every two pairs, right? That is every two elements. Okay, pairwise I have inserted one s. Okay. Till now, what is the degrees? If these are the vertices v1, v2, and so on up to vk, what is the degrees over here? Suppose this is the graph. What is the degree of?
2, ma'am.
Yeah.
1, 1.
1, 1, right? For all the odd numbers. And for even numbers, it is 0, 0. 1, 1. But it may not be possible that all the numbers are 1 only, right? All the odd values are 1, 1 itself, right? May not possible. So for there may be 1, there may be 3, there may be some 11, some 7, some 5, right? Like that. So whenever you need 3 degree, for example, d1 is your 3. So what you do? You just insert one loop. What is the degree now? Loop accounts for 2. Now its degree become 3. Suppose d2 is dk plus 1 is 1 only, so no addition of loop. Suppose d2 contains your 5 degree. d2 is 5. So what do? You just insert 2 number of edges. If 11, then 5 number of edges. Clear? And degree of this even numbers can be easily get by loops, right? Whatever the degree, you just add that number divided by 2 number of loops. Clear? So like this, we can construct the pseudo graph for which di become the degrees. Clear? And how many loops in general we are inserting in case of even as well as odd? See, if we have 3, d1 is 3, then how many loops? 1. If we have some dj here, even only 2 degrees. So we are again adding 1. So if you look at this carefully, so di plus di divided by 2 and floor function. These number of edges we are adding for di, for the degree to be di, right? For 3 it is 3 by 2. Clear? If we want 3 degree, how many loops? 3 by 2. That is floor function. Okay, 1 loop. For 2 it is 2 by 2. So that is integer only. Floor function will be 1. For 5, d2 is 5. So for d2, you need 5 by 2 number of loops to be added. 5 by 2 is coming as 2.5 and that is 2 number of edges. Clear? Similarly, you can find for 13 as well. For 13, how many edges? How many number of loops you will insert? For 13 by 2. 6. That is coming at 6.5. So 6, right? So I hope you got it. The reverse part, we have constructed a graph with the degree di. Okay. We are just pairing all the odd vertices and inserting one edge in each pair. Okay. And then we are deciding this di From DI, we are deciding the number of loops to be inserted. And these are whether even or odd, doesn't matter. This will be DI by 2 floor function. Understood? So like this you can, yeah, there may not exist this we have formed is pseudo graph. Na? There may not exist simple graph. And the thing is, counterexample is 3, 3, 3, 1. Summation is even. Summation of these DI is giving you 3, 3, 3, 1, 10, right? But there does not exist any simple graph which corresponding to these numbers, okay? Such that the sequence becomes the degree sequence of that graph. Clear? So this sequence is not graphical because that does not exist any simple. We want simple. Okay? Obviously, pseudo graph you can form. Understood? So that's I already explained. This one, and this one. These are even, these are odd, and corresponding to for each for this one. But how many loops we are adding? Number of loops to be added for corresponding to DI degree. That is DI by 2 floor function, right? And in similar way, you can create whole graph, right? Draw the whole graph such that degree of Vi, the vertex Vi, become Di. Understood? Yeah, this may not hold for simple graph. For example, this one I have already given you. If you try to draw, you are ended up getting this K4. But in K4, we have all 3, 3, 3, not 1. Clear? So this sequence is not graphical because we don't able to find here there does not exist any graph that is simple graph corresponding to these numbers. Okay? Any doubt? Yes or no? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? If no, graphical sequence I already done, right? A finite sequence of non-negative integer, obviously non-negative is said to be, right? Is it said to be graphic or graphical if it becomes the degree sequence of some simple graph, okay? You may find some different graph corresponding to the same degree sequence, okay? Same number of the same terms, same sequence. Your friend may find some difference. So don't worry if at all you are able to find the simple graph such that the sequence becomes the degree sequence of that simple graph, then it is graphical. Clear? Can you find a graph corresponding to this one? This is graphical. It is given. Or it might come that check whether this sequence is graphical or not. So you need to check if you are able to draw the graph or not. So how many vertices it should have? If exist, yes. How many vertices should be there?
6. 5.
5 or 6?
6, ma'am.
6, na? The number of terms. 6. So can you draw the graph?
Yes,
Out of
ma'am.
that, one vertex will be having 4 degree, 2 vertex with 3 degree, 1 with 2, and 2 vertex with 1. So I'm just trying to draw one vertex with 4 degree. So 4 vertices are here. Okay. 2 vertices with 3 degree. So these 2 vertices I am making this as 3 degree. Okay. Clear? 4, 3, 3,
Yes, ma'am.
2, 1, 1. Also, this could be like this. G, this graph is H. Both have same graphical sequence. Okay. And these two are isomorphic or not? Tell me. Check whether these are isomorphic or not. Yes, anyone?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Why not?
मैम मैम अगर जो 4 से एडजेसेंट 1 है अगर वो 3 पर होगा तब वो आइसोमॉर्फिक हो सकता है।
Yes. So here the adjacency condition will not satisfy. Na? Here we have 4 is adjacent to 1 degree vertex. So 4 is going to 4 means same degree vertex should map to same degree vertices, right? So then here we have only one. Okay, one vertex with 1 degree, and here we have 2 vertices with 1 degree, and here we have 2 vertices, 2 3 degree vertex adjacent to 4, and here we have obviously 2 here.
मैम 4 will corresponds to 3 मैम।
4 is corresponding to 4 only. See degree same होगी ना, यहाँ से अगर u की डिग्री जो भी है and यहाँ पे मैप हो रही है f of u और phi of u, डिग्री सेम होनी चाहिए. Okay, this map preserves everything. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's why. So there is no adjacency condition, na? If one is mapped to 1, this one is mapped to this one, 4 is mapped to 4, this 1 4, that's okay. But what about this 1 4? This should be adjacent to 1 edge, but here no edge is present, right? Adjacency is not satisfying. Anyways, find a graph corresponding to this sequence. This is also graphical, means there exists one graph. There exists at least one simple graph. Again, 6 number of vertices are there, right? One vertex has 3 degree. 2 vertices has 2 degree, and 3 vertices has 1 degree, right? You can find that is, you can draw connected graph as well as disconnected, doesn't matter. But there should be some simple graph. Okay, this is working. Okay, and also this is working, and obviously this is working. 3, 2, right? And here also this is working. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. That is here P5 and with one vertex here, and this is also P5 and with one vertex over here. Okay. Here there exist many graphs. Okay. This is the graphical sequence. What can you say about this sequence? S1 and S2. Can you find one graph? These are graphical sequences given. Can you find one graph corresponding to this one? Yes?
Yes, P4.
P4, yes. P4 is working for this one. That is 2 vertices with 1 degree and the other 2 with 2 degree. Okay, and what about this one? We have 3 vertices and 2 with 1 degree and 1 with 0 degree. Means one will be isolated vertex, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This graph will work, right? So this is graphical sequence. Now these are graphical sequence. What if I change here? It is -1, 1, 0, -1. Is it graphical?
No, ma'am. Non-negative integers would be there.
Non-negative integers should be, right? The degree cannot be negative. So that's why it is not graphical now. Okay. And if I make this as positive only and this as 3, that is 3, 1, 1. It's graphical. 3, 1, 1 or 3, 2, 1, whatever you can take. Is it graphical?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am, because there must be at least 4 vertices. For degree
Yes,
of one of
means to
vertices.
say, look at the maximum degree. If some graph would be there, then maximum degree cannot, for 3 vertices, cannot be greater than 2, right? If n number of terms are there, maximum degree can be n minus 1 only. But here we have 3 number of terms and 3 degree, right? So cannot be. Clear? So we'll discuss these criteria again. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.